Teachers Union has cleared the way to strike. The Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario held a vote today and says its members will walk off the job, quote, if necessary. The CBC's Farah Morali has been following developments today and joins us from Queen's Park in Toronto. So tell us what happened today.
So, Katie, what happened essentially is that the head of the Elementary School Teachers Union, we call it the ETFO here, announced today that its members voted overwhelmingly in favor of a strike. We're talking 98%. And it's significant because this is the first union, the teachers union here in Ontario, to take this concrete step closer to a strike. The government is in negotiations with other teachers unions, like the Secondary School Teachers Union, but this is the first one to take this step. Now, this all happens as tense negotiations are continuing between both sides. We know that there are a lot of sticking points, everything from class size to structure to what the union calls an increasing level of violence in elementary schools and the need for better resources. The union says that they've put forward a lot of different proposals, that the government is not listening, and that talks are now stalled. So we're now in a position where this union, with 83,000 teachers across Ontario, is one step closer to a strike position.
So how is the Ontario government reacting to this news?
So, Katie, almost immediately, the Education Minister here in Ontario, Stephen Lecce, put out a statement saying that the government in its talks has been fair, that they have been listening to what they've been saying. They said that a strike is not something that would be good for students. But interestingly, the one thing that hasn't been talked about a lot today, which is likely going to be one of the biggest sticking points, is salaries and a wage increase for elementary school teachers. Now, here in Ontario, the government is actually about to pass legislation that would put in place a wage increase cap every year of about 1% on public sector workers. So that would include teachers. So that's about to pass in the coming weeks. And if that passes as negotiations are ongoing, it's definitely going to have a significant impact. I had a chance to speak to the Education Minister today about that, and here's what he had to say.
How will that affect negotiations if there's no deal before this bill passes?
Yeah, I don't want to prejudice the timing of its potential passage. I can just say it sets a 1% target. That's an aspirational aim in all of our tables. The fact is they've set a red line that they want to hit that 2% or else. And so in the absence of getting that, it raises concern. Are they willing to stay at the table?
Now, of course, stuck in the middle of all this strike talk are parents and students, a lot of them wondering what's going to be happening. But the big thing to keep in mind is that a strike like this would not happen overnight. There's a bunch of legal steps that need to be followed. For instance, the union has to file what's called a no board report, and that then after 17 days, the union can file a strike motion. That takes another 5 days. So we're talking perhaps another 3 weeks here, and that's if things get to that stage. Katie.
All right, thank you very much. Farah Morali at Queen's Park in Toronto.
Hi, I'm Vashi Capellos, host of Power in Politics. See more of our show by subscribing to the CBC News channel or click the link for another video.